everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good afternoon.
How y'all doing? Y'all
Good
doing
evening.
good? I hope you're doing
If I don't
well.
say you no more, good night.
He's talking with bread in his mouth.
Don't worry about that. It's good.
It does. It smells good too, don't
Make me want to get another piece.
it? I baked a couple of loaves of bread this morning, and so the house is smelling like baked bread. And he's been eating. He had to get him a slice before it cooled off, and put him a little honey on it. So he's enjoying himself with that. Let's see. Let me see if we're in the picture here. We got to make sure we're set up right. Good morning to all of you stoners out there. And there's my sister, my brother-in-law. My mouse is acting up again. It always does it right as we get ready to go live.
What's
Wonder
wrong
why?
with it?
I don't know. I don't know. Who knows? And there's Brother Blue in the family. Hey, Brother Blue.
Good morning out there.
Sissy, I might bring you a loaf of bread today. Okay.
Might, if you don't get too mean.
He said, might bring you bring a loaf of bread today. And then there's, let's see, my mouse is acting crazy, guys. Crazy. And then there's Sandra. Hey, Sandra. Sorry, I missed you the other day. I had to go run some errands and get a chance to meet your friend. There's Robert. Robert is here.
Robert
And
Jr.
Dee, if she's there. Hey, Dee. Yeah. Good
Who?
to have Robert and Dee. Denise, that's his wife. Denise, chicken and dumplings.
Oh, yeah, that's dumpling. That's the dumpling team.
And then there's Dee and George.
George Jr.
Mhm.
I meant to say Bishop George Jr.
Those wedding pictures were pretty. They were pretty. Y'all was sharp, I tell you that. Y'all was sharp. And then there's Vern. Hey, Vern DeVoo. I hope you're doing well this morning. She had her grandbaby with her this week. That baby's growing up real fast. Yeah, how old is she now, Vernie? Tell me how old she is. And there's Noel.
Woo!
We're in rare form today, huh? Rare form today.
I got to hit it when it's hot.
And then there's Leslie. Hey, Leslie. How you
Leslie
doing? How
J.
you and your family
Hickmore.
doing? Hope you're doing good.
You made it back to us, Miss Leslie.
Yeah. Yes, my sissy. She's saying, thank you for letting me know you can hear and see us. Because I didn't even ask. I should have. Jill saying good morning. Hey, Jill.
Miss Jill J.
Yeah. Good morning, Dad. And Leslie. Good morning.
Dad George. It's good to hear and see that you are still hanging in there, man.
Yeah. And then Bernie said Talea is 3 years old now. Gosh.
She done got grown now.
Oh, yeah. She's talking up a storm, too.
Old folks said you couldn't hit in the butt with a red apple. She's working it.
Oh, Lordy. And there's Sinette all the way from Denmark. Hey, darling, how are you?
She all right, Vern. She don't get a hold of that meat grease.
Say hello to Sinette.
Sinette
in Denmark.
Denmark, what's going on out there?
She says it's raining. It's raining.
That's pretty rain if it ain't too cold.
Mm-hmm. Let me move this banner out of the way. That's running here. Yeah. It's so good to have you guys with us. And let's see what Sandra's saying. I love your bread. Oh yeah, it's good.
Miss Sandra, I want to get a report for you about how that lady talk that you brought by here. I hadn't heard from you about her. I hope she's doing okay.
And then there's Lisa Kelly just popped in here.
Lisa K.
Hey, Lisa.
It's been a while.
It's Easter next weekend.
Who?
Easter.
I don't know nothing about it.
Well, you normally get together for our family on Easter at my house, but my house is still on emergency generator. I don't know. They still haven't fixed that
They
yet.
got all. They had to go in the ground 3 times to get that cable to run through there.
Took
They
them
finally made it.
took what should have taken 2 days, took them 4 days.
Yeah, we've been on and off with this power thing for quite a while.
Yeah. So next weekend is Easter weekend. I mean,
Well, it'll
we'll
be a
probably
while before they get out here to hook that up.
we'll
They
have to
want-
go out and eat or something, or go to one of you guys, Renee or Russell's or somebody's house. My house probably couldn't accommodate everybody at this point.
It's okay, but we can't turn on all the juice, you know.
Well, if it gets hot, the air conditioners will run really hard.
Oh, yes. We had to turn one of them off, wouldn't we?
Mhm.
Well, that'll work. We turn one off downstairs, upstairs, whatever it is.
Well, yeah, we could do that.
Turn one
Could.
off upstairs and leave one on downstairs,
We
and then
could.
y'all can come downstairs instead of going upstairs.
Well, you hear us making plans, so anyway.
So we're
glad
waiting
you're
for
here.
that to come on so we can get ready for our reverse mortgage visitation.
Everything's moving forward. It's just a
It's just
slow
that,
process. It's a
it
very
takes a
slow
little Cash Moridi
process.
to do some of the
To
things.
spruce
and,
the house up a little
yeah,
bit.
we have to wait for somebody to put something in the mail.
Yeah. So anyway, anywho, let's do a meditation. How about that? Let's do a meditation. And this is the one about streaming consciousness. How that you are a streaming conscious. You are nothing but streaming consciousness. That's all you are. That's all we are.
Did we say good morning to Miss Yvette? Leslie's
Yvette?
sister.
No, she just popped in. Hey, Yvette.
Okay.
Hello, Yvette. We see you, sweetie. And Sunette is saying something. She says, thanks for the last time. Really started huge perspective shift. I feel so whole. Oh, thank you, darling. Thank you so much.
What did we talk about the last time?
Streaming consciousness, that we are a stream of consciousness. Yes.
Well, we got a little bit more for you.
Thank you, Robert. He said, what a great object lesson. 2 streams of balanced power required for proper electrical function.
And
There
Robert, we
he
thank you
goes.
for coming over to help us with those wall plugs, and you gave us a little insight.
Yeah.
Your value is worth more than
Look,
the weight
and he
of
left
gold.
us a little gift.
Yeah,
That,
I thank
that
you.
little thing you check to see if something's
I always
getting
tell
power.
people, thank you for coming to Earth and letting us meet you again.
And there's Sister Sharon. She just popped in. Hey, Sister
Sharon J. Hickbar.
Anyway, let's go ahead and do, and Phyllis and Edward's here. Hey, and Edward's home, by the way. He came home from the rehab. I got your message, Edward. Just didn't have a chance to return your call. We got your message. I'm glad you're home. We hope you're doing well. And Phyllis, I hope you're doing well because I know you're there helping him out. So anyway, let's do this meditation, a streaming consciousness meditation. So if you would, and you have a place where it's quiet and you don't have distractions, I want you to just sit, and you can listen or you can follow through by repeating after me, whichever is easiest for you. I want you to take a deep breath in and release it now. Let all residual tension go with it. Let's take another deep breath. And release it. Let all concerns go with it. All plans, memories of what happened, has happened, and what may happen. Let all that go. Take one more deep breath in. And release it. And you can repeat after me. Aya's consciousness streams down through the crown chakra into the mind. I am a continuous stream, never static, a download from higher dimensions. It is what I am. The crown chakra receives me as the stream. I feel and know that I am but a light stream, blowing through this mortal flesh. An immortal essence of being. This stream produces writings, sayings, laughter, facial expressions, thoughts, and feelings. Yet there is no one here that possesses these qualities. I am only a stream of consciousness. There is no person here to receive or project. I am simply the flow of pure light and awareness. I can be witnessed as an imagining, but there is in fact no one here to imagine. I am the one who sees itself. As this stream of consciousness, I carry revelations and insights. This is a clear indicator of what I truly am. I stream through this mind and body until such time as this mind and body no longer functions. I will leave an impression of the persons that others think I am. For as long as the earth exists. That which is left after the body dies will be evidence that this portal was once open to my flow. Premeditation and thinking only serve to veil my impressions. I, as the flow, never stop. And I am often misinterpreted. Others looking on may think that everything originates from a person. But there is no person to capture what comes forth as a stream. The stream is pure and gentle and free and clear. I am pure, gentle, free, and clear. It has no shape, but it can appear to take shape. I have no shape, but I appear as a shape. I am veiled by my own appearing. I am that which sees itself. And so it is. And so it is. You got something good on your plate today?
God is us knowing himself.
Mm-hmm.
Little piece of information. For over the years, I've investigated into archaeology. From day one, I wanted to find out, is it real that the Ark of Covenant still exists?
Why has that been of interest to you?
Because the box, from what I've understood, was one of the most powerful boxes on earth during the time of the King James Version description of it. And in my investigation of it, here's what I found out about church and churchology. I've discovered that the Bible has been changed from its original Ethiopian scent by men and authorities who did not want certain things put in the original, from the original scriptures or the original book, in order to manipulate and control people. When I investigated into this just recently, I found out that some are saying that the Ark of Covenant is in Jerusalem. There have been people who excavated and looked for it, and they swore they found it, but no evidence of it. In the Ethiopian tradition, I also found out that churches that they built were not built on surface, but they were down in the ground.
Mm-hmm.
The history
They were
side,
buried underground, actually, yes.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The history of that type of structure was not carved out. It was made out. And the tradition of that insight says that they worked it in the daytime themselves, and at night angels helped them. There was light. They used light to carve out the rock for the structure to be in stone.
You know, whatever, I found out this too. Nowadays, if a person gets a kidney stone and they don't pass it, they have a way of breaking those stones up by using sound.
Sound, that's
Yes.
right.
And so
found
there
that
were
out, too.
also sounds that they used to
Now-
carve out the rock.
Now, here's what I discovered just recently. That there in the Ethiopian region, where they say that the Ark of Covenant is not in Jerusalem and have never been, the real one is in their possession,
Mhm.
but it is guarded by guards, one or two, and they're young and they don't live long because that box,
Well, they say it's in their possession.
they say it's
Yes,
that.
yeah.
But the evidence of it is that whoever's around it don't live very long, and it affects the vision because of the energy that's still emanating from the box, the Ark of Covenant.
Okay.
Another thing I discovered is the dark side of Christianity and the church and religion It's very simple. The dark side of Christianity is separation.
Okay.
We got 5 churches in one city.
In what? Only 5?
I'm just using that number, just say,
Okay.
which is more than that.
It might be 5 on
Let's
one.
just say,
Might be 5 on one street.
it might be. But here's my point. The evil side, the dark side of the church is I go up the street, I pass one church on the right, I go up a half a block, another one on the left, I go a half more block, and there's 2 of them facing each other. The dark side of Christianity and the church is the same Jesus, the same God cannot get together because of the dark side of the finite individual separation and division. God called me to raise this church up, and I am the leader. Another one is said the same thing. When we had our church in Greensboro in the Pitney Bowes building, there were people who came from different churches, and there were churches there that did not agree with us being a church in a stamp machine building. Now, I'm saying this to say to you that I had an amazing discovery this week of the Christianity character. And we have the same thing online in some of the classes that some of the most popular prophetic evangelicals are operating and functioning in, and they are in process of suing each other when the book said, take no man to court. But yet they are there pretending like God is telling them to fight other Christians because they do not say a truth that one or the other is saying. Now, you tell me if that's not darkness. You tell me if that's not separation. So the definition of separation is evil and darkness. Separation does not exist in the Christ consciousness.
Yes.
I'm not judging or bringing doom and gloom on them. But there's one place in the James Version that says the enemy comes to do nothing but kill, steal, and destroy.
Mm-hmm.
If that is not in our government, the wars that's going on is killing and stealing and destroying. And Jesus said in the book that is of the evil one.
You know, I've discovered that the separation you're talking about, or rather, I'm going to say the division that you're talking about, is stemming from the desire for control.
That's right.
What are you doing?
I had to reach over there for something.
It's stemming from the desire for control. And this week I had the privilege of experiencing what it feels like to stop trying to control everything. And the process that we've been going through with the house and all of the Duke Energy and all of that, it's been very stressful and very uncertain. The things that are taking place in our personal lives, very uncertain. And normally, I struggle trying to find some sense of peace, a contentment in the midst of it. So I had this saying where I said, I just surrender it. You know, I've been saying that a lot. I surrender it. I surrender to what is. And that helped a little bit, but it didn't really get rid of the disturbance that I was feeling. And so I stumbled across, and I know it wasn't a stumble, actually. It was just a self-realization and a discovery of truth, I hit a plateau in the stress, and I just said, I give up trying to have control. I give up trying to make this work. I give up trying to have a certain outcome. And I just, whatever happens, I will find my way through it. And then it was more to it than just what I just said, but that liberated me to such a point that now I have the peace, I have the contentment in spite of everything else that's happening. And it's not that it's not important, but it has very little importance. What is most important is that I remain as that I am, which is the truth. And that has helped me tremendously. So I also began to realize that having control is an illusion. We don't really have control, but we seek it. We try to have it. We plan, we prepare, we try to manage things. And when they don't turn out the way that we're hoping, then we get disturbed about everything. So I'm learning to, or I'm not so much learning, I've given up the trying to have control.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've just given that up, just giving it up. And it isn't passivity, although it can look like passivity. It's let there be.
Yeah.
It's just let there be. And there's such a, you often give the example of the you use the handkerchief a lot where you
Stress.
twist it like this and
Yeah.
you say this is what we feel like on the inside, and then when you have hit that point of I just quit trying, it just lets go. It releases.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
a good example.
Yeah. And that's what I'm feeling right now. Just my insides went limp to the point that there's nothing running, there's nothing chasing, there's,
Here we got somebody saying they got the true gospel. Another one up the street said they got the true gospel. They using the same book, or if not the same book.
And it's all a desire to have certainty. And I realized that that is impossible in this earth plane existence. You cannot be certain. You don't even know if your eyes are going to open the next morning. You don't even know if your house is going to be standing in the next second. You don't know if your legs are going to move the next minute. You don't know if every light in your house is going to go out. And we've experienced that. Some of you have. You don't know if the jobs are going to fall through. You don't know if your car is going to crank when you get in it. There is no such thing as certainty in this earth existence. But we keep trying to make things certain. And a lot of people have used religion, the Bible, other sacred texts, other spiritual groupings to try to have some semblance of certainty. And that doesn't exist. It does not exist. And Robert, I gotta see what Robert's saying here, because he's always giving us something good. We have an intelligence in a box today that speaks to people, directs people, has no empathy, is not alive. We call today's God in a box is artificial intelligence. Humans are endowed with divine living intelligence, who were the ancients hearing when this voice from the box demands bloodshed and violence. Now that's true. That is so true. And then he says, trying to control indicates that one believes they are important. We are highly potent and our tools are not material. And then also, Robert, along with what you just said, we have been taught or trained or conditioned to manage life. We've been taught that from the very beginning. We've been taught you've got to make things happen or prevent things from happening. And that's what, and we actually idolize those people that appear to have done that. So yes, there is no such thing as control.
I had something to come over me
Yes, you did.
in an incident of Christianity this week or so past that stunned me so much, shocked, that was used to bring me to the final end
Hmm.
of something that I needed to do and didn't quite understand how I was going to do it and when. I have a friend who started out with me before I ever got into church when I was in competitive four-state bodybuilding, weightlifting. We trained together. We've been friends for a long time. His wife, I knew her before I knew him in the same neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
As by and by, when the morning come, all the saints of God are gathered home.
We're not going to sing it.
They got together, and she was going to a different church, and he was traveling with me. She didn't like the idea of him being in the church with me, and we were so close. It was like
You used to train weightlift together.
we traveled. We were friends. They came to my church, and I gave him the position of standing in my rostrum and pulpit area.
Yours.
And he was a very positioned person that was responsible. We both worked in R.J. Runs the Bag Company. This brother was like bloodline.
He's very close to you. You felt very close to him.
Do you know, as time went on, all of a sudden his wife said they were tired, he was, of driving from Winston to Greensboro. And he told me that she didn't want to come. And I told him, I said, that's your wife. You go with her. I don't know whether I said that correctly or not, but I did not want a division between them.
No.
At the point, I had an assistant pastor that was with us, and he decided to pull out also. And this is in the box and in denomination in church, which we were non-denominational, but we invited.
But we were in the confines of religion.
In the confines of religion. Do you know this girl talked this man into leaving the church just for them to raise up a church? And my point is that close friends went to the house to eat dinner, travel with him, everything. All of a sudden, she decides to become the bishop or whatever it is over the new church. They found a building. My assistant pastor and them hooked up. They would have nothing to do with us after they left. I went to them, I talked to them, and the word out was, because of what we're teaching online now about our oneness and union with Christ, they did not agree with it. Started their own church. I talked to them about coming to see them and share with them some of the things that we talk about. I couldn't find out she didn't go for it. And she had the audacity to separate her husband. He does not talk to me, will not call me. And I'm telling you, with that incident over the years of what I've gone through with my personal family and the lies and the separation, by me understanding inside of them, I don't care any man, how evil he is outside, the Christ consciousness is there, whether they accept it, see it religiously or not. One of the things that you don't want to do, and I caution all of you, you need to stay with somebody or be around somebody that has awakened to a degree to where they can tell you what they experienced when they begin to wake up and share this enlightenment of what the Christ consciousness really is inside of every man. You need to know that you're getting ready to go so far with this, if you do, that there is a dark side of the finite mind in the religious area of separation that do not want anybody to interfere with that division that they believe is the true truth of God. I found out that there is so much hate, not in the Christ in them, but in the alternative self that is religious, that will hate the ground that you stand on and swear that God told them to stay away from you.
Now you realize, and I know you do, that that stems from them trying to have certainty
Yeah,
and control.
yeah,
And when that's threatened,
yeah,
the human species will fight to the death
yeah.
because it feels like it has to have that certainty and that control.
I knew these families and they family generation all the way back. And all of a sudden, when they supposedly got saved, met the Lord Jesus, all of a sudden, Pastor Sawyer is preaching and talking false doctrine. At the same time, I can lay aside any difference and speak to the Christ in both of us and communicate with them, but they say no. Now listen to this.
Now there's a scripture I want to just
All right,
read
go
this
ahead.
right quick.
Go ahead.
It's in Hebrews 10 and 32. And some of you may remember this scripture. It says, "But call to remembrance the former days in which, after you were illuminated, you endured a great fight of afflictions."
Okay. Every one of us on this planet, there is a part of you that is eternal, was never born and can never die. That puts every man in the Christ self in the same class of a divine being. Whether you go to the church or they believe in what you're preaching or not, that Christ is there.
Yes, it is. It is.
And it cannot be omitted because of division and separation amongst the finite mind religiosity of people.
Right.
There is a Christ in every man that some people say is not there until you receive Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior. Do you not know that the part of you that can never die and never been born is automatically its acceptance of the God identity with or without approval of your mind, education, Bible study, cemetery, or seminary?
Right.
The bishops and the elders of churches are killing the Christ inside of each other based on their conferences, their revivals, their teachings. It's all over the internet where preachers are suing each other because one said something about another that is detrimental to their image and their ego. So they take in a court to get money. And yet there's a crowd of people going to the right side and the left side, like the Democrats and the Republicans, and they're saying, we're not going to release this until you release that. Do you know that is a dark, evil separation, division in the earth?
Yes, it is. Now, I'm going to take you back because you started to tell us what all of that happened to you, did to you.
Okay. When I was in the churchology, pastoring a building, a group of people, all the way back in our 20s, I collected clothes, thousands of dollars, hand structured. When you get into a certain area of the fashion, you don't make clothes, you suits, you build them.
Mhm.
I brought every time I would bring certain ones to my church to speak, I'd take them to Winston-Salem to a particular place and give them and have them fitted in clothes.
Right. Right.
This is the way I was, and I am that giving person. I had thousands of dollars worth of cloth suits and things in my closet
That you were holding on
that
to.
I was holding on to because I was thinking that one day I may have to use them again to go back into the ministry of pastoring a building and a group of people.
Mhm. And
But
in that closet was hanging robes.
robes that I had handmade, designed for me,
Yeah.
I was into it in a professional way. Business. I can count on one hand the people now who was with me, and it's done narrowed down to at least three that I know of from 500 people. They have nothing to say to me, do to me. I cannot contact them. I've contacted and they refuse. Now, here's my point. An incident came about. A family came to us,
That kind of stirred that
stirred the-
desire to go back,
to go back.
stirred it up again.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I wanted to talk to one of them, and I said personally to some things, and they used this against me to bring a division,
Which is typical.
which is typical for division in the house
Yeah.
and the church.
It's not our first
Whether
rodeo.
you go to
Yeah.
a home sale group or a church building,
It's just what happens.
it's just what happened. This thing struck me with such pain, and having to go through the same thing that I went through with my family. I had to eventually, the people that I was raised with, I had to stay away from them, not because I didn't love them, but because they constantly in division and war and fight each other in the family.
So what did it do to you?
It brought me to a place where I decided to stay out of the church in the area of the religious false division side of it.
So an identity died.
An identity died. I took every last one of those clothes and suits that I had in the closet. I piled them out on the floor and went through every pocket. And out of every pocket, you know what I pulled out of one pair of pants?
What?
A darn dollar bill.
A dollar.
I said inside, was all the hell that we went through in church, brick and mortar, was worth no more than a dollar bill.
So
I took out every last one of those clothes except for the blue jeans. I will no longer buy any more clothes for church and for the position of being a pastor. I decided to let go of funerals, weddings. I decided to let go of church, everything.
The business of church. Yes.
If somebody asked me to come to their church, it would be under stipulation. They would have to really talk to me now to get me to come, even though the desire is so strong and structured into the fabric of my being, of being in that position.
Well, let me ask you.
I've had enough of it.
Let me ask you this.
Okay.
And we're being transparent before you this morning.
We are.
So yesterday, this was kind of funny because he was feeling when you did all that, got rid of all that, there was also a sadness that came over you.
It
right?
did.
Yes, because you knew something was dying.
Yes.
And you knew something was being let go of. And so we were sitting here, and I was sitting here in the office, and baby girl's cage is right behind us, and she had gone in there to go to sleep.
Yeah.
And you came in.
Yeah.
and you were in that mode of wanting to kind of feel bad and feel pity for yourself.
Tear dropping.
Yeah. And he leaned up against baby girl's cage.
And she
and
jumped.
the cage moved and she jumped.
Ooh,
and she ran out the cage, and immediately all of the tears and stuff, it went. And
I was planning on contacting certain pastors and preachers to go see them and talk to them. Remember, there's been some pastors that are in churches that have been greatly, abundantly respectful to us.
Yes.
And there are only a few that you can count on one.
And we're not against the church.
I do not want to have nothing to do with it. I took all of those clothes.
As the pastor, you're saying.
And the pastor, I don't want no more to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
I went, put those clothes in the trunk.
You did.
It was so
Hangers
packed.
And all.
Hangers and all.
It was so packed it couldn't shut the trunk hardly.
I had to make the trunk shut. I'm talking about handmade stuff, designed.
And Pearl said, keep the blue jeans, Pastor.
That's what I got. I got the blue jeans.
Blue jeans and tennis shoes. That's what he got.
I am out of it. When the man opened the trunk, I said, you're going to need 2 or 3 buggies to carry all this stuff in. He piled it up like Mount St. Helen.
Well, it's,
in a buggy and took them on. He asked me here's what he asked me: do you want a receipt for this? I said no. When I kill it, I don't want it raised up again.
Well, it was an identity.
And I let it go.
It had been mourning since the pandemic.
And let me tell you this. This is what coming. I got plaques in there where I was ordained in the prophetic and pastoral and the office that I walk in. I haven't finished removing some of the closets because some of the closets got still some things in it. I'm going back through them. And those degrees I got on the wall, I've never used them, and they're not even necessary in my life anymore. They too will go in the trash.
You've lost that. Well, I won't say you've lost that identity that was you at that time.
I thought it was
that
me.
You believed was you.
I thought it was me.
Was not you.
It was not me.
It was not you.
I was ordained under one of the most amazing pastors.
But as the streaming consciousness, you carried out that role and became attached to the role.
Yeah.
And so when it no longer was there was a grieving.
Yeah. It grieved me so much to throw those clothes away. I didn't think about I was so grieved that I wasn't even concerned about giving them, trying to sort them out. I did give them. I gave them the goodwill.
Yes, you did. You did. And baby girl helped you to get past some of the sadness.
Yeah.
When you leaned up against her cage and she ran out. She's like, oh, the earth is coming. The sky is falling. The earth is coming to an end. So it was a necessary, and I want to say this, that most of the time, I would say all of the time, those things that happen to us, like what happened to you, that brings you to the end, those things that happened were designed to bring you to the end of that identity. It was a divine, we called it years ago, we called it acid grace.
Yeah.
It's acid grace. It was divinely orchestrated to bring that identity to its death. And it's necessary that it comes to its death, because that you truly are could not flow through that illusion or that concept of yourself anymore. It couldn't flow.
Well, this couple that brought this up came from the side of the mountain in Tennessee. I forgive with the, you know what? I'm going to tell y'all something. If I hadn't found out how to use the heart of Jesus, the Christ that I really am, if I have not discovered the full impact of enlightenment
this
to the
would
Christ,
devastate you. You would be devastated.
This would have sent me over the hill
It would have been a tipping point.
It would.
But it was a tipping point, a divine tipping point for you.
I will say it like this. I don't like to use the word I will never, but at this point, I don't want to be bothered with it ever again.
I understand it. I understand that.
I'm not angry. I'm just so disappointed in this Christianity thing that I can't believe that when I started looking at this thing,
You're out of the picture, sweetie. Turning away from
the
camera.
reactions that's in the church of Jesus Christ is so blinded into separation that they can't see
Yes, yes.
that evil is in the house of God acting like they are on target with God
Mhm.
through division and separation.
But you know, and I know you will come to eventually turn your focus not so much to that
Yeah.
that is caused this, but that is coming out of it. That is coming, arising out of it, being birthed out of it is your true self. Your true self. Now you're free of carrying the labels. You're free of having to perform. You're free of all of that.
Do you know
and
I'm
it's
back to where
important.
we were when I first tried to get ordination from the apostolic
And
the
now you're
different-
no longer trying.
I gave it up.
Yes, that's what I was saying. I reached this point in my life where I realized there's no such thing as control. There's no such thing as certainty. So I let go of it. I
Look what
just let
Pastor
it go.
Norman said.
Yes, and Pastor Norman, hey, Pastor Norman, he says, Dad, if you and Mom stayed within the confines of religion, it would have prevented you both from touching the lives of those that were not churched. And that's true.
That's true.
That's true. And Sister Pearl says that she said it reminds me of when God told Abraham to leave all, and so nothing that identifies with that old had to go. Yes.
His was so ironic.
Yes. Now John Greason, of course, you know he's gonna
Yeah, go
give
ahead,
you
John.
something. He said sharp dress, blue jeans.
That's what it would be.
Yeah,
And that's what
that's
it
what
is.
it is. That's what it is. But a more relaxed you, a more relaxed you, a you that doesn't have to carry the labels, a you that doesn't have the need to always perform.
Yeah.
That you is gone.
When
There
I
might
went
be
through
maybe little
this,
traces of the memory of it there.
my natural family, I had to end up completely leaving them.
Mhm,
My niece came by this week past.
mhm.
I hadn't seen her in a while.
It's like grace has really been ramping up on you the last few weeks, hasn't it?
Don't say that.
On both of us, actually, both of us. Yeah, it's been really acid grace on us. And every affliction that we've gone through, whether it be emotional or physical, whatever, has made us run inward to that what we truly are, and made us face the fact that this life is an illusion, and there is no such thing as control, and there is no such thing as always having the victory. That is ridiculous.
I don't give a fat baby's butt.
It is victorious though to find a place of contentment and peace.
I never thought that the contentment that I was looking for was where I was looking from.
Exactly.
I didn't know that I was going to cross a bridge one day and turn at the other side of the bridge and turn around and look at it and tear it completely down. I didn't know that the universe was bringing us, you and I, to a point as to where we are now.
Mhm.
That couple that came from Tennessee that did what was done to bring me to the end of the crossroad between religion, Christianity, and God.
Mhm.
I know now what the true definition of eternal life is.
And you know, it also did this for me, and I know for you as well, that there is no way that two people or a group of people can remain together in harmony based on simply their beliefs.
That's right.
There's no way. The common bond cannot be based on what you believe and what they believe. If it's on that, the minute your belief changes, there's a disagreement, there's a division. So our bond must go deeper than
It's got to
what
go.
we
It's got to
believe
be
in.
much deeper.
Got to go much deeper than what we believe in. There is no real relationship if it's just based on we agree in our beliefs.
You know, our government is coming to a place where if any religion or pastor preaches against the president of the United States, they will send ICE agents to their church and shut them down. They are working on doing that.
Okay.
Now, I'm saying all this to say to you guys, I'm not angry. I'm very emotionally about it in my soul.
Yeah.
I saw the love of God outside of the soul as a blanket of love all over the universe.
Yes. Yes.
When I found out God's address, street that he lived on, it didn't bring me to the worship of myself and my ego, but it brought me to the place of understanding where true worship is the Christ himself revealing himself inside of a being, whether he is baptized in Jesus' name, baptized in water, baptized in mud, baptized in a hog pen, or chitlins and dumplings. I don't care what he's baptized in. If he ain't baptized at all, it does not frustrate the grace of the Christ consciousness to determine whether he goes to heaven or hell. We come through a time when people said, if you ain't been baptized in Jesus' name, you're missing God and you're going to hell. That is the biggest ripoff of manipulation and control I've ever seen. I didn't know it to this point that I am and had to go through what I went through in this last week. I see it. I'm not mad at him. I'm very disappointed.
Well, I mean, you can be angry. You can be, and this is what I remember the scriptures even say, be angry and sin not. Just be angry. Admit, I'm angry about all of this. I'm angry that I had a relationship with these people and all of a sudden someone in the group decided they didn't want to be around us and it busted up the whole thing. But it was the grace of God that brought you to the end of that identity and it was used, and I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad. Now, Tanette said this. It's been a gift for me not believing in the authoritative church, but having a personal relationship with Jesus and God. So it's been a confirmation and a knowingness. So it's helped her. Yes, it for some,
and it helped us.
Yes, for some, it they may be able to go through the confines of religion and be okay. But there are others of us. Now I have to say this, that, and this isn't to pat you or myself on the back at all, but every last one of you, including us, the two of us, that have been given a voice to speak to other people regarding this truth that they are. That voice is dangerous and threatening to the systems of this world.
That's right.
So there is the lords of karma, the lords of this world, the God of this world that does not want that voice to continue. However, it cannot stop it. So I know as a human species, as a race of human, we will make it. You know how I know we'll make it? We're going to make it. We're going to really make it. And that's because I know we are all talking about this.
Yeah.
And it's more and more people talking about this. More and more people are awakening to the Christ that they are. More and more people are awakening to the truth that there is only oneness. There is only oneness. There is no division. That this thing about trying to have particular section over here and a section over there, that is an illusion. There are those of us who come into this understanding and knowing. And so we as a human race, we as a species, we're going to make it. It doesn't appear that we're making good ground at this point because our focus has been so much on all of the other stuff, the negative stuff. But the negative stuff is just kicking up dust because our voices are ringing out. We're voices in the wilderness, crying out in the wilderness. This is what we are. And so we must take heart, take courage, because everything that happens to us that we consider negative is there to cause us to uncover the truth of who we are and to bring us to that complete settlement of oneness.
I heard it said this: the best stages of your life, of this life in the physical, is the death to the false self. Being the enlightenment of God awareness
Yes.
will automatically stir up the ego because it does not like unity and oneness.
It doesn't want to hear the voice. And you remember
That's right.
you remember in I think it was in the book of Acts when they were preaching and they were talking about Stephen, and the people got so upset they started gnashing their teeth and they were having a nervous breakdown because the voice is crying out in the wilderness.
Yeah,
it's crying out. And Pearl said this. I want to make sure I follow back on Pearl because she's saying hit the thumbs up button and the like button because that helps us to be heard even more. So hit that right now. Do that right now while you're listening to us. She also says that the collective ego is losing grip and it's running scared. That's it.
That's right.
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. So it's a good thing that identity, not so much that it was a bad identity, Pastor, but it was a role you played. It is no longer needed for you. It is no longer needed for these people that are listening to you.
And some it may be needed for.
But there are other people who can play that role.
That's right.
Yes. You have another calling on you now.
When we started out in the union with Christ, I never thought it would come to the place. You see, let me start over. I'm under the notion that being not a saved person or in church, that the people that were in church before I got into it, I thought they were the most holiest, sanctified, separated with God people in the world. And then all of a sudden I get into it.
They're the most full of hell people.
And then I found out, I go to church with my wife and I couldn't find out that where we went, there was more hell in there than it was when I was out there in the street drinking, smoking, dipping, and chewing, hanging around everybody. I'm not judging them. Please understand me. I'm just telling you what I'm just telling you about my personal experience. Now listen to this. People will no longer want to be around you if you don't line up with their energies.
That's their beliefs, honey. Their beliefs and their aspirations. And if our relationships are built on those things, they won't last. They will not last. I've got some other comments, Pastor, I want to mention. Lisa says, in the word it said, don't be attached to this world, but it was taught to us. We had a choice to accept that teaching that was taught. Now that you are awakened, we keep moving. Yes, we keep moving forward, Lisa. You're right. And then Jojo says, the message to love yourself helps with loving others and is greater than voices of division, turning the focus to love, acceptance, and non-judgment. Yes, yes.
My mother, before she passed, went to a church in Winston-Salem where the pastor was stepping down and somebody else wanted to take that position. She was in a Baptist church where they call people in. And she told me that this thing got so bad in the church where they had a meeting as to elect who was going to be the next pastor. And she said that church went up in a flaming fire.
They started fighting.
Neighbors started fighting in the church. and they had to call the police to come in and separate.
Right. There's a movie that I really like and I watched it quite a few times. It's called It's Complicated.
Yeah.
And it's all about this man and woman who were married at one time. He has an affair and they end up divorcing. They
Yeah.
had been divorced for about 10 years. And then they tried to get back together. And they went through this time of trying to jail, and they still had kids and all of them. And I remember there was one line in there that the lady, the mother spoke to her kids after they found out that she and her ex were having an affair, and he was already remarried. When they found out that she and he was having an affair, they asked her, "Well, are you guys getting back together?" That's what the kids asked their mom, and she said, "No." And they asked her, "Well, do you love him?" She said, "Yes." She said, "I'll always love him. We always have some kind of a bond together." She said, "But we no longer fit together. We no longer fit together." And what you're saying, Pastor, is yes, there will always be probably this desire that you could have made it through that.
Yeah.
The desire to have kept those friends and all of that, but you no longer fit together. And that reality, and facing that reality and accepting that, I no longer fit there. I don't fit there anymore. That is where the grief is coming.
Yeah.
Because you no longer fit in there. And so for most of us, we've been looking for somebody we could fit together with for so many years and trying to find that place of belonging.
I'm sitting here at this desk on this side, not over there where you guys are. And I'm sure I can say this when I'm going to say to her, I can say to a quality of people out there. The only friend that I have right now, the real friend that I have, let's put the Christ self in the midst of it, is this lady sitting here beside me. And I'm not trying to pat on the back because I can't get to her right now. She's too short. But anyway, I have a grief in my heart, and I just felt the nail print of Jesus' nail print go through my heart right here now while I'm talking about this. A house divided against itself cannot stand.
That's true.
The United States is losing its stance and positionality.
Yeah.
And here's what I wrote down in my notes. With all of these energies that we've been through, and none of them seem to line up with religion and Christianity about the truth of the Christ self in every man. What it's doing is bringing us into a new version that is now coming forth into consciousness, awareness.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This new version is what I begin to understand what the true definition of ye must be born again. What he's saying was being born again and not getting in church, getting religious and shouting and jumping up and down and shooting and rooting and tooting.
Right.
The new version of us is for any man or woman or child to wake up. Do you know there's a new version that comes out of birth, just coming into this world, the version that we were before we got into
there have been so many versions of us.
Now,
but I'm going to say this, Pastor. This year, we've been in this house almost 30 years.
30 years at least,
more or less. And when we first moved here, there were flowering plants in the yard and in the back that would bloom so pretty every spring. And after a while, when the trees and things grew up so much, they stopped blooming. And just this past spring, our neighbor Jan, she just had this obsession. She wanted to clean that back out down there where the woods were. It's just a natural wooded area. And she worked on it, and she's a little frail thing. She worked on it since she got it finished out. She and Mac and myself, and we got it cleaned out. And in the front, we had the tree that got struck by lightning, and then we had another tree that
Had to be cut
rotted, and we
down.
had to cut it down. And since that's happened, there's blooms
Yeah.
coming up everywhere,
Yeah.
even down in the wooded area.
Yeah.
And it's like a whole new beginning. But the things that were here that were hanging over it had to go. They had to go. And so there are things hanging over us that have to go in order for there to be a new beginning.
When you wake up and see of the Christ waking up in you, that when the book said the kingdom of heaven and the kingdom of God is
It's
within you,
Mhm.
y'all, this thing said the kingdom says wealth and prosperity and all that stuff. Let me tell you something. And I'll tell you one thing else I found out. This thing about the repetitive, the redundancy of faith confessions.
Mhm.
When I discovered
And positive thinking.
when I discovered that was a mind thing that was placed in the church, using the scriptures to repeat things over and over again. When I found out that there is a direct communication with God in enlightenment, that automatically with direct experience rule out faith. The book says it's impossible to please him without faith. But what let's say it like this. What if I say to you, it's impossible for you to get stuck on anything like that if you understand direct experience
Well,
with
Pastor,
God?
you're coming from the place of rest. We're coming from the place of rest.
Uh-huh.
What I began to realize and notice is that the more I've let go, the more I've received the things that I've been trying to manifest. And so it's like trying to manifest, that has lost its grip on us. And so now we're in the let there be's. We're just in the let there be's. And when you enter into the let there be's, everything just kind of comes to you that you should have. Everything that you need, everything that you need to have for this life. And then there's not this constant lusting for more. It's not a constant lusting for more. So you don't feel like you gotta get everything that
It sounds to me like suffering has been a transformation.
Yeah. A place of rest.
And it will not stop because we are online. There are some of y'all that listen to us right now that we don't know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
We don't see you in the physical, but we know that you're listening.
Yes.
I had somebody that had problems with me even mentioning about Jesus' mother being seen by me in the council chamber.
Now you know you no longer fit with them.
I don't longer fit with
you no longer
that,
fit.
And they consider her or that event to be anti.
Yes. So you no longer fit there.
No.
You no longer fit there. And I think giving up trying to fit there is, or having the desire to fit there, was where the suffering was coming from.
There is Leslie's dad. Is he saying something, baby?
They're saying that they're with us. They're with us, here with us. Mm-hmm.
I thank you guys.
I'm going to put up how to give, because our time, we've been
for the
here
giving
for
and the gift that you are,
hour and almost half an hour. But
in the Christ consciousness, you are and have always been the gift of God.
Yes.
Every human being is the gift of God. Every Christ inside of everybody that don't know it is a gift of God. Even down to the worst of our government side, there is a side of Christ that is observed.
Well,
now I'm watching.
Even in our government, sweetheart, the same acid grace is in our government.
Yeah.
And it's bringing systems to an end.
Yeah.
It is. It's bringing systems to an end. And we'll be fine. We'll go through this. We'll come out on the other side, and everything will be okay. It's just that.
But at this point,
this moment,
I'm through.
Good. That It's gone.
It's gone.
Yes. And it's good riddance.
And I ain't finished getting rid of stuff either.
Well, it's got to run its course because you're still in that mode of anger,
Yeah.
and it's okay. It's okay to feel that anger. That anger is going to run you to who you are.
Thank you for helping us. Your support by coming online with us, whether in the body or out of the body. I know some
Well, they
people.
got to be in the body.
Yeah. I am talking to some people on this class in different parts of the world that I would not have been able to contact if I was in the box.
Exactly. And that's what Norman was saying. Pastor Norman was saying that.
I thank you that I can say I love you when I go to the heart of Jesus. But if I was to go to the heart of pain, I wouldn't say it. But I bypassed.
Mm-hmm.
I use the bypass system
Mm-hmm.
because I know what happened in the heart of Christ inside this body 50, 70 years ago, at least. And I know who I'm talking to on the other side of the screen. Oh, I can feel the Christ in every last one of you. I can sense it intuitively and by direct experience. See, when I had that direct experience of Jesus' heart, that's one thing that the church cannot take from me. They can't give it, they can't steal it, they can't take it, and no one can get rid of it. They cannot wipe that out because it is not.
It's who you are.
It is not in the hands of a decision of man.
But it's who you are. So that will never go. That
right.
heart is what
that is what sees through me 24/7, observing everything.
Type this
without
in.
Judgment.
Type this in. Tell Pastor, be angry but sin not. Just say, be angry but sin not. You're going to be fine.
Be angry but sin not.
Be angry but sin not. Type it in.
Thank you for the place that you gave us and are giving us in your life.
Yes,
or the life of Christ.
for taking the time to sit and listen. Thank you so much. You might be in the bed listening. I don't know, but it's okay. And that was a blessing for us from the pandemic. Yeah. Thank you guys. Type it in. Type it in.
Now we're believing that this week that Duke Power will hook us up and that the rest of the paint that need to be done will be taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever you can help us financially or with the presence of a note, anything to help us keep going is greatly appreciated.
Now, remember when I say be angry, go ahead and let the anger work, do its work, because what it's doing is it's helping to kill off that identity or that concept of yourself that you've had for so many years. Let it work and then move forward. That's all you got to do. Thank you, Mama Chris. Mama Chris, I didn't know you was here. Thank you, darling.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Brother Norman, you and Laverne, and maybe some others that have been with us.
Not maybe, they are.
They are.
Mm-hmm.
I say maybe because I can't count them all. Thank you for your integrity, all of you. Thank you for your heart, for the months and weeks that we've been online. Thank you for hooking up to the Christ heart inside of all of us.
For taking this message or this word, this truth in, for taking it in. Just for taking it in. Thank you for being receptive. Thank you for allowing the truth to go deep inside of you and unveil what you are. Thank you.
I heard somebody say, Pastor Sawyer, I'll never, ever leave you. Then I heard another lady say, I will never forgive you. The ones that said it, I will never forgive, they left early.
Now, Pastor Norman has experienced some of this stuff.
Yeah, he's experienced.
Pastors go through this. They do go through this, and especially when they're enlightened pastors and they're moving in that vein, and they experience this. But you know what? The acid grace is just doing nothing but removing that you thought you were, so that you truly are can be be truly seen. And so we're just so grateful. Pastor Norm, you're going to be with us Tuesday night. Give me a thumbs up,
We'll
sweetheart.
be glad to
He,
talk to you.
he always does a wonderful job of conversing with us.
We share the
Yeah.
Christ love to all of you
Mhm, mhm,
without me saying it. I know who I'm talking to inside of y'all,
mhm,
and it's real too.
mhm.
That old song says a long time ago about cracker oats and grits. Said a tasket, what's inside my basket? A different kind of shredded wheat, and muffin is the name.
Yeah, you always saying that. Mhm.
I tell you what.
And listen, guys, there's also another way that you can give to us. You can send it through Venmo, and that right there will get to us as well. So I'm going to leave that on the screen so that you can do that too. And for those of you uh, who have been giving to us through Cornerstone, your tithes and your offerings, that's been so helpful, so helpful. Thank you so much for that. We appreciate that so much. And I want to put that back up there just so that you can see it. And John Greason always tells us to hit the like button,
yeah,
and the love button. So I want you to do that right now. If you're sitting there, just have a moment to take the time to hit the like button, and take the time to share if you want to share it with someone. And we'll be back on Tuesday
at 7.
At 7.
Live and in color.
Live and in color.
Thank you for your heart.
Pastor Norman's going to be with us. And that'll be.
Oh, he put Brother Essence on that, yes, didn't he?
That's a thumbs up.
Yeah, I know it.
A thumbs up on that, yes, yeah. I think Pastor Norman is doing an excellent job in South Carolina.
I think so.
He is very skillful at bringing this truth to large groups of people without them saying, "Oh, I don't know, I don't get it." They're really getting it, and they're getting it in bits and pieces, but they're getting it. So we appreciate you so much, Pastor Norman. We look forward to being with you on Tuesday night. Come and be back.
Come on back and be with us, Miss Bus Driver Leslie, and all you other little bus drivers out there, Gene Wood, and all you little Phyllis Torrances, and all the little Leslies out there, and all you guys that have been with us. Thank you so much for the heart, and you allowing the Christ heart to come through you.
Thank you, all you guys, Sister Phyllis, Sister Sharon, Gene Wood,
yeah, Sandra Lee,
Mama Chris.
And all you little Gil Hopkises,
Brother Blue and his family,
Hopkins, and all of them.
Sister and brother-in-law.
Brother-in-law, I'm gonna come down and knock. Brother, I'm gonna come down and knock your beard off.
And Jill and Noel and all of you guys and all of the ones that are not watching. Yvette, yes, sweetheart. Sister Pearl, John Greason. Thank you guys so much for being with us and joining in every Sunday and Tuesday night and following and just thank you. Sinette, thank you, darling, all the way from Denmark. Thank you so much.
Thank you from Denmark.
Yes.
Thank you, baby.
Sweetheart.
Thank you,
sweetheart.
Thank you
so much. Sister Sharon, thank you so much.
Miss
Thank
Phyllis,
you. Thank you. And those of you who are watching who haven't commented, you guys are so welcome. And thank you so much for being with us today. We'll see you on Tuesday. Go and have a wonderful Sunday.
See you on the turnaround.
On the turnaround.